101 WRIF, celebrating 50 years in Detroit Rock City.
In Detroit radio, there's WRIF, and then there's everyone else.
Baby.
Detroit's Rock Station, 101 WRIF, everything that rocks, celebrating the WRIF's 50th anniversary. And here with Ken Calvert, Karen Savelly, and I believe the one and only Bob Seger is on the phone with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of our show, Mr. Bob Seger. How's Nita, Sam, Cole, everybody good at the Seger household?
Everybody's good. Thank you for asking. How's Annie? You guys
great.
all good?
Yeah, everything's great. Karen's doing well. Annie's doing great. And I'll tell you said hi. Well, actually, she's listening, so she heard that. But
oh, great.
Let me also be in that list of many that have said condolences to you and, of course, the entire band on the loss. What a shock that was to lose Alto Reed.
You know, it was just so sudden. He wouldn't talk about it because he was fighting so hard, you know, to win. And so I found out before everybody. That was about a month before he died. And you know, and I went down and saw him the next day in Florida, and he was just, you know, just great. And I know he would want to thank, you know, even WRIF, everybody. Yeah. He made it a point of trying to thank everybody because he had such a wonderful life, you know. And, you know, yeah, he was, I can't believe how much stuff I do that Alto taught me about, you know. It really is. I mean, back in '73 when Silver Bullet formed, we were roommates, you know, and you know, and before that, with the band that and eventually went with Eric Clapton, we were roommates on that one too. So we knew each other pretty doggone good.
Oh,
you know?
I would think so.
And yeah, for like 52 years, you know, and you know, he's got. I just got to tell you, his daughter is at William Morris, and she's like a vice president there. You know, his older daughter Chelsea, and then his other daughter Victoria is like a just got a record contract in Mexico.
Really?
You know? Yeah, she lives in Mexico City, and they are just the sharpest girls. They're just great.
It's so sad, and I think you said it beautifully, by the way, when you were saying that you were the leader of the band and Alto was the star in the rock.
Was our rock star, yep.
Yeah, he was the rock star. And, you know, when you know, going back to Live Bullet, and Karen, chime in at any time, please, but going back to Live Bullet, and I remember, of course, you know, the Turn the Page basically was born, you know, born hatched, if you will, that night.
Yeah.
Because that's
exactly.
when it became such an iconic horn that opened a song. And then, of course, he took it to the next level when he was starting to fly, and he was up on the risers, and, you know, he was doing all sorts of things. And then I think Punch put his foot down and said, no, you're staying on the stage.
Well, he almost killed a guy flying. He was doing backward. I mean, the guy was so damn brave.
Yeah.
And he would do like these, well, you've seen it, backward somersaults on a trapeze, like the configuration. I think it was in Seattle when Punch put his foot down. He almost took some guy's head off, and they lost a little bit of slack. And but he was so brave. I got pictures of him in balloons and, you know, hot air balloons playing the sax, and the top of speakers playing the sax. You know, I mean, he loved to play. You know, I think, you know, the guy just loved to play all the time. Good man.
I remember saying to Alto one time when we were, I think Johnson and I and Alto were sitting around, we were listening to some of the stuff that he was doing on his own side, aside from being with the Silver Bullet Band and along with you when you were not out on the road. And he was always on. He was always happy. He was just charming, and he was delightful. And he was
just... It's because he was near the stage, and that was his life. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
He told me that 100 times when I went to see him. We talked hours, and he said, my greatest thing was being on stage. You know, his greatest love. He loved the audiences, and obviously they loved him back.
Oh.
The biggest, the biggest applause every night, as you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Karen knows too. How you doing, Karen? Where are you?
Okay, I'm here.
You there?
Yeah, Karen's here.
I'm here.
Karen likes to occasionally just sort of listen to a couple of old timers, I guess, go at it.
Oh, okay.
She's the good-looking one that's in the room.
I was thinking of Annie and you and I at the golf course in Lake Orion. You remember that?
Sure.
I just forgot the name, but it's really beautiful.
I know the Wingate.
Not Wingate,
okay.
but senior moments here.
We need that Prevagen. We've got to get that Prevagen, whatever that thing is. That keeps us sharp. But no, we've had some good times on the golf course. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I haven't played golf in like 3 years. Then when the pandemic came up, I was getting ready to. I went to Florida, and then it came up, and we had to come right back here. We didn't know what was going to happen if we'd be able to get back here and back in the States. So we came back from Florida, and I haven't played golf, in a long time. I miss it, but
you said something. Let me stop you there, because you said something about how the COVID changed everything, and it was a year ago.
Everything.
It was a year ago yesterday. A year ago yesterday, the World Health Organization named it COVID-19, the coronavirus. Okay, so it's been 1 year. We've been in the throes of that. Going back and looking at Traveling Man, the final tour, 2018. In 2019, you came dangerously close to getting into that period where the virus may have been spreading, because you came off the road, I think, November 2nd in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
In 2019.
Right.
And
that's right.
So I'm going to have to beg the question on this, because there were rumors that had this not come down the highway, you were possibly looking at a Comerica date. And maybe just select dates in bigger or not arenas, but doing a set of stadium shows, which again begs the question: when this whole thing is behind us, are you going to give it one more go, pal?
I don't know. I said I was off.
There's a chance.
At this point, I'd say no. But we always wanted to tour Europe, so we might do that sometime. And then, of course, Europe's unfortunately just as bad as we are.
Yeah.
And I talk to Dave Clark now and then. And
that's good.
I was
They're talking.
Yeah, I keep asking him, and he says we keep rebooking. They set up dates, and they got to rebook them. And I don't know. I don't think much is going to happen before 2022.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's kind of frustrating is I've been working. I'm listening to alto stuff from all through our career, and there's certain songs you never heard him play on. For instance, Blind Love. He played sax on that in 1986 at Pine Knob, and it's really good, by the Tom Waits song.
Yeah.
And I got that. I've got a bunch of stuff that alto played on, and I was gonna. It's at some point I'm going to do maybe a studio and a live thing and dedicate the thing to alto.
That would be phenomenal.
But I can't go in the studio. That's the problem, Kenny. I can listen and listen, but I can't go in the studio and mix this stuff. It's like board mixes and stuff.
Why can't you do it at home?
Well, my engineer won't leave home either.
I get it.
Yeah, David. David Cole.
Yep.
And it's so I don't feel comfortable going into. There's a studio here where I can work with Gerard Smerrick, but there's too many people that come in and out of there, and I just think I'm getting my shot Monday.
Good for you.
My first shot.
I got my second one last Saturday, so I'm.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I got my Fauci ouchies out of the way now. So
yeah.
I'm good. Looking. I just wanted to ask you something. I was talking with Scott Jameson and the VP of operations here at Beasley, and I want to thank Beasley for allowing us to all get back together and do this Legends thing on 101 FM WRIF. WRIF. It's so much fun to say those call letters again.
Yeah, 50 years.
Isn't
wow.
that something? Yeah. I was saying to Scott, one of the questions I don't think I've ever asked you was, when was the first time you set eyeballs on Glenn Frey?
Oh, gosh. He was 16, I was 19.
Yeah.
So that would have been...
Long time ago.
64.
Oh.
Yeah, 64.
Was he in a band?
Yeah, he was trying to form one, yeah. Yeah, he was, as a matter of fact. The Mushrooms, I produced their... he was in a band called The Mushrooms.
Yep.
But, yeah, and I produced his single, Such a Lovely Child, it was called. And he'd written, and he was very much into the Hollies. It's kind of a Hollies-sounding song. You know, he was always into harmony, so it's got a lot of harmony on it. And he wrote it, and Punch, put it on Hideout. And then, of course, in 1966, when I did Ramblin' Gamble Man, Glenn is singing on that,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forgot all about that. He's been on
he's on that.
He's been on a ton of tracks.
Yeah, Against the Wind.
Yeah.
We're doing the Against the Winds on the internet. It's he and I.
What, Shame on the Moon?
He's not on Shame on the Moon. No. No, that's just our girls.
Okay.
Laura and Sean and them. And I know he's on Against the Wind. He's played guitar on a bunch of stuff on the Against the Wind album.
But there's another guy we lost, unfortunately.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
But
yeah.
In the end, though, didn't he end up giving you some very sage advice about writing? Just keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing?
We gave each other that advice.
Yeah,
we went back and forth. This is the key. It was the Beatles era, Stones era. When we met, and they were going great guns, and we both said, hey, if you wanna do this, write your own songs, because nobody can compare you to anybody else. You're not covering anybody. And that sort of came about. Yeah,
that's amazing.
And he was just such a great guy to talk to. We were in different bands, and we always got along because there was no competition.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember talking to him just before he passed away, and I said, he came on, and we had a live line, and he sounded like he was right next to me, and he was like, Kenny Calvert, how you doing? I said,
yeah, that's him.
I said, I'm doing great. I said, we live and die for Down Darrow High. He goes,
that's
how
right.
did you remember that, man?
Yeah.
So, Karen, jump in. Go ahead. What do you got? What do you ask, Bob? Please.
I'm fascinated by your talking.
I'm hugging the mic. Come on. Go ahead, please. When was your...
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
What about W4 with the Winnebago? Do you remember that, Karen, when Bob would...
The Winnebago?
Do you remember your Winnie, Bob, the Winnebago?
Oh, God, yeah. We had a conga player named Sergio, and at the time, and we were all sleeping in the Winnebago, and he drove it into a McDonald's overhang. And almost killed Sean. She was sleeping up in the top bed. Oh yeah. I got this. Is my favorite. This was what broke up that band. Marcy Levy was in that band too.
Yeah.
And Alto, and Punch booked us into Buffalo. You'll love this. The next day, we were booked into Corpus Christi.
There you go. There you go.
So we get in the Winnebago, and that pretty much sealed it, No more.
Bob Seger.
Take it anymore. Yeah.
Bob Seger on 101 WRIF. It's the Legends Weekend, more or less. And Jade Springhart, thank you so much for allowing me to intrude on your space, along with Karen Savelli, the classic Karen Boom Boom Savelli. Bob Seger on the live line. I think I've obliged you with this question many times before, but do you have a favorite Bob Seger song?
There's just too many of them. No, not really. I've been listening to like I said, the alto stuff and stuff like that. And, you got to say that probably the best song, the song that's been best to me is Turn the Page.
Yeah.
And those two nights, those two magical nights at Cova Hall. and and Night Moves.
Yeah. Oh, Night Moves is just. It's a story. It's a play. It's a production.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly is. I mean, it's
a narrative. Yep.
It could easily be a rock opera, but I thought you did it so well with opening for so many years with "Roll Me Away." People just knew it's go time,
Right.
and I think you felt that too. That's the sense I always got.
Yeah, the term
oh, I got the chills.
The band, the last tour started out, as you said, as Traveling Man, but then when I changed it to Roll Me Away because I knew it was the last one.
Yeah.
And because when I hurt my neck, I said, you got to start being more careful. And but I'm happy to report that I work out a lot, and I'm only 6 pounds over my tour weight, where you saw me at Pine Knob.
Yeah.
And I walk my dog all the time, and my dog loves it. She's 13 years old, and so I stay very healthy, and everybody's healthy in our family. Very careful, and we're just hoping that. I'm just looking forward to maybe going in the studio again in 2022, and then of course after that anything can happen. But
yeah, you heard it.
Yeah,
we got tape on that, right? Mm-hmm. We got the tape rolling on that.
But I don't know if I could ever. I don't know if I'd ever go out again without alto. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like slam the door on it.
Well, it's kind of. But Springsteen had that same situation with the big man Clarence.
I talked to him about it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He went. He says. I remember we've been texting back and forth since the end of the tour, and he said not a day goes by without me thinking of Clarence. And. It was tough. It's been he died December 30th, and it's been tough, know. And
it was.
And it's just I'm just grateful that I knew him.
Can I just say one thing? I know that you've got things to do, and we'll let you go. But I was going through just lyrics of yours today. You're a remarkable writer. I mean, you're incredible. You write such beautiful, wonderful stories that I just got to tell you that, I mean, I was reading lyrics today going, my God, where does it come from? How do you do it? What is the source? If you want to play a song, I just thought of one.
Yeah. It's from, It's a Mystery, and it's got alto on it, and he plays just great. And it's called By the River.
By the River? Okay.
By the River. If you've got that one on the It's a Mystery album, that's a great song to remember alto by.
Okay, well, we'll find it, and we'll definitely get it on. But
okay.
All right. Karen,
I think you'll like the lyrics,
anything?
too. I wrote it about my son. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so all is well with the family. And Karen, do you want to just say one thing, anything at all to Bob before we let this guy get on his way? Get on his giddy up?
It was really good to talk to you and to hear you, as always. And I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Well, say hi to Nita, Sam, Colin. What's the dog's name?
Molly.
Molly, all right. So, all right, Molly, you be a good dog now, okay?
She's great.
Hey,
do my best to Annie.
You bet, I promise you, yeah. And let's hope we cross paths somehow once you get that second shot, okay?
Yeah. Like you said, 28 days from Monday, I'll get my second one. And I got Moderna. What did you get?
I got listen to us. I got the Pfizer. Yeah.
You guys,
Pfizer.
I want one.
I want protection than I do.
I want it here, Michigan, okay? You know, I mean, it's made here in the
I want my shot.
There's Karen. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, hi. I want my vaccine, please.
Any chance you guys have a cumulative WRIF memory that you guys could all share together?
When we all got our first shot.
I remember when Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you a CBS promotion man in 1978?
Yep.
And you brought Springsteen to our show.
I did. That was Darkness on the Edge of Town.
And we got that picture. He's in the white, Levi jacket. And
I remember, thank God for Bill Blackwell, because what had happened was Springsteen played the Masonic, and then we had a night off, and then he was going up to Saginaw. So he said, Kenny, what are we doing tonight?
That's great.
And I said, well, Seger's out at Pine Knob. He goes, I want to see Bob Seger. Kenny, I
he
want to
said-
see Bob Seger. And so I said,
and I always wanted to see Bruce Springsteen, too.
so I
Let me
remember,
tell you.
and Punch
Every time.
Punch
Yeah.
was about ready to kill us because of the fact that you were due and then overdue to be on stage. And it was
Yeah.
like, hate to wrap this love fest up, but let's go. We got a show to do.
Yeah.
That's my greatest, boy, I'll tell you what. Thomas
And I
Wesley
think
took
the
it.
year after that, you joined RIF. Isn't
That's
that right? 79.
Yeah. Johnson called me. I was living in Chicago. He said, Calvert, you're coming home. You're joining the band. We're getting it all back together. And
Yeah.
I packed up my stuff and I drove home. So,
Yeah.
because there's no place like home in the home of rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll let you go, Bob.
Okay, hey, you guys have a wonderful day, and hooray for RIF. That's a great landmark.
You
You
got
know, 50
homesick
years
for-
in Detroit radio.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. Pretty special.
Didn't you get homesick for Lincoln Park? Imagine that. All right. Love talking to you, brother. And be
Okay.
well. Say hi to everybody for us, will you?
Yeah,
All right.
sure will.
Thoughts and
Love you
prayers
guys.
for Alto as
Bye.
well. Be well.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Bob. There's Bob Seger, 101 FM WRIF.
Yeah, the one and only.
WRIF, non-stop rock and roll.
Rocking Detroit since 1971.